Hello everyone, this is Joe, Four Soft Corners, and for today's video, as you can see, I have something a little bit different here for my channel. This video is going to be inspired by Shane over at Shoebox Legends. In one of his videos recently, he showed a variety of 90s inserts and stuff. He did a little rummage through, and one of those was a Tony Gwynn 1994 Flair Provision, and I kind of just assumed, well, I'll get to that then, but I'll get more to the 94 and why I really wanted to make this video. But first, I just want to show off, these are some from, I don't have any from the inaugural 91, in 91 Flair was the first year they did the Provisions, and 91 Flair is most people's possibly worst looking set ever, they feel, but definitely is redeemed with the Provisions. I do not have any of those, but I do have from the 92 set Frank Thomas with, see, like the timed bomb in his bat there, and then Ken Griffey Jr. They're being beamed up, or I guess sent down from outer space. So those are really cool. I might have some more, but that's all I could think of at the top of my head that I had to pull out. So then this is what inspired me to make this video. Sorry, I'm holding the camera, so if it's a little shaky, it'll... But so Shane showed off this Tony Gwynn here, and I thought he knew that they were all connected. I kind of just by happenstance looked into knowing that, or I guess having this whole thing. These were actually, within the last few months, something that came from my brother's collection that he collected back in the 90s. It probably hasn't collected since like 95. But the cards were all at our parents' house yet, and we were there together one weekend, and I mentioned to him, do you know there's some cards in there yet? And we pulled them out and we're looking at them, and he was nice enough to end up letting me just take them because he knew I'd enjoy them. But in one of the pages in a binder was this complete, I remember this from a kid because I remember it was at the point where he was really getting into cards. He's like 13 years older than me, but so he was buying this, probably way more 94 Flair than any person should. So I don't know how tough these were to pull out at all, but I know I just always remember seeing this set that he had. So, but anyway, like I said, so Shane had the Tony Gwynn, and you could see the rainbow coming off, like the baseball, I guess Bible you would call that, he has. But then everything kind of interconnects. So we'll start in the top left. There you have Darren Dalton. To me, it looks like he's being carved out of a piece of soap, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be stone. And then, so definitely some different choices of players. I mean, all really good and players, and some Hall of Famers. But and you have John Olerud, surrounded by, I should have looked up, I don't know, there's a bunch of numbers there. I should have looked if the numbers themselves have significance. Some are probably definitely averages, but then some of those seem kind of high. So I'll have to look that up afterwards to see if the numbers have any significance. Then you have Matt Williams fielding a ground ball off the Golden Gate Bridge there. And then back over to the left, we have Carlos Baerga in the solar system, I believe, swinging a hammer. So that one's a little different. And then I guess we can zoom in on each one as we go through. So there's the top row again. So then you have Ozzie Smith, the Wizard of Oz there, with Oz in the background and the Yellow Brick Road. then Juan Gonzalez with some horses in the background, and the Texas brand. That's probably my favorite of all these. And you have Jack McDowell with his baseball being struck by lightning, smoke coming off of it. Mike Piazza with a Hollywood backdrop there, and then Tony Gwynn with, like I said, I guess you'd call it the baseball Bible or book of baseball, just the rainbow shining down from the heavens there. So I don't know off the top of my head, I can't think off the top of my head what 93 looks like at all, and I actually don't know how long they continued this, so I don't know if there's any more that kind of formed a picture when all put together or not, but just thought this was really cool and very 90s. And like I said, I would have contacted Shane earlier to show him, but like I said, I didn't know he just had the Gwyn and didn't know that it connected to the others. So I sent him a text just kind of out of the blue saying like, oh, that was cool, here's, and then he said he'd never seen it before, so I figured maybe others had not, so I just wanted to show that. And then this, as far as modern insert sets, was one of my favorite. So this is from 2013 Topps Finest, and this is the Finest Prodigies insert. I think the Prodigies, so a lot of Topps Finest insert sets and stuff they did from ones that were in, like remakes of 90s inserts that were in Finest. So I think Prodigies was in 96. I'm not quite sure on that, but so this is actually, this is a 10 card set. I do not have the 10th card because it's Mike Trout. When I started to put this all together, I think it was around, that might have been one on eBay for like $100 or $125 or $150, and I mean, everything else was not anywhere close to that, so I kind of figured maybe I'd wait till it came down in price, and I'm guessing it never has. I checked a couple times and didn't find them a lot. These were 1 in 144 packs, I believe. So I think it was essentially kind of like a case hit. So this is actually the Yu Darvish is one I pulled from a pack in 2013, and I just had it in a box, and then as I started sorting stuff later and starting to sell stuff, I mean, most of these are not, like, you could pick these up for a couple bucks. Besides, this is a rookie year Machado, so that one I would guess now would probably be, I'm assuming, somewhere around $50 or so. So that's probably the second highest value card besides Trout in the set. And then there's Matt Harvey, Giancarlo Stanton, and this was kind of what started me on I had the Darvish that I pack pulled, and then while I was player collecting Bryce Harper, I picked that one up. I think that one might have been like $25 or $30, but I think it's roughly around that. You could get it still for that. And then after I had those two, I thought, I really like this set. I'd like to just put them all together. So I saw it's only 10 cards, and I started, and I think I could pick most of these up off of Check Out My Cards. There's the Jurickson Profar, Steven Strasburg. There's the Yasiel Puig, which at one point I know, well, back in 2013, that was probably a pretty high dollar card. when I picked it up. I think it was less than $10 still, but at the time, like a couple years ago yet, that was one of the ones that were a little bit more expensive, but I would guess that'd probably come down by now. And then Johannes Cespedes. Like I said, I wanted to check before I hit record, but I forgot to check, so I'll have to see if the Mike Trouts have come down at all, but I'm guessing it's still at least probably $100 or $150 card, so I'll probably never end up getting it to complete the set. And also, I just had these in a Z folio, so either to have them there or a regular binder, it looks, I mean, they all display together with the 9 cards to fit in one page. So these, I said, not numbered or anything, but die cut, and then really great shine. I mean, it almost looks like it just has a refractor finish, but with the gold border, almost looks like a gold refractor. This could be really outstanding though with etching. It's not really, the design kind of has the lines along the edge there in the gold, but it's not actually etched at all. Just the border up to it and then around the player. But for years, this has probably been my favorite modern insert set. Like I said, just tremendous shine on these. Definitely could be a lot better if, I mean, just imagine if all that was etched. But so just want to show, did some 90s inserts, and then I want to show my favorite current insert set. Well, not current, this is 10 years old, but as far as for modern cards. Let me know, everyone, let me know I mean, most people are definitely a fan of the Provision, so I mean, let me know your thoughts on those, what you have, if any, and then if from this set from 2013 Finest, if you have any of these or ever seen them before, or what your thoughts are on any of these. And I appreciate everyone watching. Until next time, just remember, any card can be a great looking card, even if it has 4 soft corners. Thank you.